You were taught that changing your life requires constant effort, that to jump realities you have to deserve, fight, prove yourself. But what if the key isn't in how hard you fight, but in how silently you align with the version of you that already lives what you want? This video isn't about techniques. It's about unlocking the hidden process that's already unfolding inside you, but that maybe you don't yet know how to recognize. And more than that, we're going to reveal why quantum jumping isn't just a pretty metaphor. It's a real physiological, vibrational, and practicable path. Because maybe what's holding you back isn't a lack of faith, but the invisible loyalty your body still has to your old identity. You feel ready, but something keeps pulling you back. You have the vision, but haven't yet embodied the being. Here we'll expose what no one told you, that every timeline is held in place by habits, emotions, and subtle decisions, and that the quantum field doesn't respond to your desire. It responds to the silent signal of your repeated identity. In this video, we'll walk together through 9 layers of this journey. Each one will show you why manifestation isn't about asking. It's about tuning into who you already are, in a reality that already exists. But before we begin, let me ask you, which part of you is still trying to change the outer world without first realigning the inner? Are you ready to jump without metaphors? Then take a deep breath and come with me. Imagine trying to listen to jazz while tuning into a heavy metal station. No matter how much you desire a new frequency, the radio still plays the old sound. That's exactly how most people try to jump timelines. They want to change reality while keeping the same vibrational self. But the quantum field doesn't respond to desire. It responds to emission. That was my biggest mistake in the beginning. I thought changing my life was about thinking positive. I repeated affirmations in the mirror, visualized abundance, smiled at nothing. But deep down, my body was still vibrating fear. My old identity was still in control. And here's the key no one told me. You can't jump into a new reality while being the same person. It's impossible to tune into 104.7 if you're still broadcasting 98.5. The quantum jump doesn't happen through words. It happens when you change the frequency of your existence. A timeline is not an imaginary line in space. It's held together by micro decisions, habits, thoughts, and emotions. You wake up and repeat the same gestures, feel the same frustrations, think the same thoughts, and wonder why reality isn't changing. The truth, it can't change because you're still the same observer. The quantum field doesn't read your intentions. It reads the coherent signal of your vibrational identity. It's like a cosmic translator. It only responds when there's clarity. If you say, "I want to change but vibrate, I'm still the same," the field responds to the second, not the first. And that's why the jump doesn't begin with external action. It begins with an internal realignment, almost invisible. It's the moment you decide to be a different you, not as performance, but as a practice of presence. It's when your energy finally stops screaming, "old." I remember the moment I realized this. I was tired of repeating mantras that weren't working, tired of trying to attract while still feeling trapped. And in that exhaustion, something collapsed. What if I stop trying and start being? That tiny shift created a field of silence inside me. It wasn't about thinking differently anymore. It was about moving differently, sitting differently, breathing differently, acting differently, even without results. Because that was the behavior of the new me, and I chose to live as him before the world gave me permission. In the beginning, everything in me resisted. My body wanted to return to the old rhythm. My mind wanted proof before trusting. But I learned that the jump isn't about comfort. It's about sustaining the difference until it becomes normal. You don't jump timelines just because you want to. You jump when staying where you are becomes unbearable, when the pain of repeating the old is greater than the fear of the new. And when you choose the frequency, even without guarantees, the physics of the jump is coherence, not hope. You know what's most interesting? Reality only started shifting subtly after I changed internally. People began reacting differently, small synchronicities appeared. But it all began when I stopped pretending and started vibrating. So if today you feel stuck, look less outward and more inward. The question isn't, what do I want to manifest? The question is, who am I being while I wait? Because the field doesn't respond to the future, it mirrors the now. Maybe you're waiting for the jump to happen so you can change after. But in quantum mechanics, the order is reversed. You change, and then the collapse happens. You adjust the signal, and reality reorganizes. You become, and the field recognizes. So here's the simple and radical truth. You cannot jump while being the same. You must leave behind the self that sustains the current timeline, not through force, but through vibrational intention. Because in the end, jumping isn't a miracle. It's a process. Have you ever felt stuck in an episode that keeps repeating? Same conversations, same triggers, same outcomes. As if the universe were a scratched record, forcing you to relive old scenes. But the truth is, it's not the universe. It's your internal loop, and that loop is exactly what anchors you to the same timeline. Loops aren't big events. They're small unconscious patterns that repeat every day. The way you wake up, what you think before getting out of bed, how you react to messages, to traffic, to silence. They're emotional habits you don't even notice anymore. And each of those gestures creates a vibrational trail, an energetic signature that tells the field, I'm still this. It doesn't matter how much you say you want to change. If your body, your thoughts, and your reactions stay the same, the timeline keeps collapsing into the same point. Think of it like a Netflix series. If you hit replay episode, no matter how many times, the story won't change. The characters will make the same choices. The emotion will be the same. The ending will be the same. The quantum field can only give you the script you're acting out. And here comes the most uncomfortable part. Many of us are addicted to the loop because it's familiar, predictable, safe. Even if it brings pain, it's known. And the brain prefers the known to the uncertain. I lived like that for years. I changed cities, projects, environments, but I always felt stuck in the same cycle until I realized the scenery changed, but the character inside me was the same. My emotional loop was the same, so my timeline couldn't shift. This is the invisible trap of repetition. You think you're moving forward, but you're just spinning in circles, changing places without changing frequency, talking about the future while your body is stuck in the past, wishing for something new while repeating the same responses. And here comes a powerful insight. Your timeline is kept alive by the loop you never question. The thought you think is just your way. The emotion you carry as identity. The automatic gesture that reinforces the old version. But there is a way out. And it begins with conscious interruption. Observing yourself as if watching a character in a movie. Asking, is this really mine? Or just something I learned to repeat? That tiny space between stimulus and response is already a portal. It is uncomfortable at first, because breaking the loop is like leaving home without GPS. You don't yet have the new pattern. You're in the void between what was and what hasn't been born yet. But it's exactly in that space that the jump can happen. Think of your timeline like a train track. The loop is the autopilot conductor, always leading to the same destination. But when you start choosing new thoughts, new emotional responses, new micro-actions, you change the track and shift the destination. And it doesn't have to be huge. One breath before reacting. One different choice in the middle of chaos. One moment of silence where there used to be reaction. These small detours break the pattern and create new paths. Quantum physics doesn't demand perfection. It responds to the repetition of a new signal. It's not about never messing up again, but about no longer living on autopilot as your old self. Each conscious interruption is an act of rewriting your reality. So if your life feels stuck, don't blame the universe. Observe the loop. Don't look for external change. Create a new internal repetition. Because in the end, you're not trapped in the world. You're trapped in a pattern. And patterns can be dissolved with presence and choice. The nervous system lock. Why you always jump back to the old identity? Have you ever tried to change, only to end up right back where you started? You made promises, built habits, took brave decisions, but somehow everything pulled you back to your old self, as if an invisible force was holding you in place. That force has a name, your nervous system. Your nervous system is like a bodyguard. It won't let just anything in. Even if it's the new you, more confident, lighter, freer, If it doesn't recognize that identity as safe, it will kick you out of the party of your own future. It's not sabotage, it's protection. The body has learned to associate the old you with safety. Even if that old self lives in scarcity, fear, or control, it's familiar, and familiar feels safe to the system. Anything new is registered as a threat. That's why the quantum jump hurts. Not because it's violent, but because it's unknown. You have no internal references for what it's like to live in abundance. Your body has never experienced success without struggle, so it goes into alert as if something were wrong. When I first tried to shift my identity, I felt anxious for no reason. I had insomnia, confused thoughts, the feeling that this isn't for me. But it wasn't the universe saying no. It was my nervous system reacting to the new as if it were danger. And here's the cruelest paradox. You want a new reality, but your body is programmed to resist it. You say, "I want peace." Your system replies, "But I'm addicted to chaos." You say, "I want lightness," but your body misses the tension. The jump doesn't fail because of lack of intention. It fails because your body is still aligned with the old version. Your muscles carry memories. Your heart learned to close itself. Your stomach tightens at what should bring expansion. That's why the key to the jump isn't just mental. It's somatic. You have to teach your body to feel safe being new. Breathe like someone who's already arrived. Walk like someone who already belongs. Speak like someone who has already become. At first, it's going to feel forced, because the system will try to pull you back. You'll miss the old even if it hurt you. You'll want to run, but every time you stay, something inside you realigns. Think of the nervous system as a bridge. If it doesn't feel safe to cross, it will make you retreat. But if you soothe it with consistency, it starts to trust. And once it trusts, it stops sabotaging and starts collaborating with the new you. You don't need to convince the universe. You need to regulate your body. Stop forcing yourself and start nourishing yourself. Stop pushing and start allowing. The jump happens when the body stops screaming, "This isn't safe." This is where many people give up. They confuse discomfort with a sign of failure. But discomfort is just the signal that you're entering a new frequency. It's the unknown being felt. And that is the first step of rebirth. So if you want to jump, don't fight your mind, hold your body. Place your hand on your chest, breathe deeper. Talk to your system as if it were a scared child and say, "It's safe now to be who we are." Every jump requires that you survive the void between the old and the new. And that void is called regulation. Because only those who stay present in the discomfort of expansion can jump. Only those who choose to continue, even while trembling. That is the true portal to your new identity. The mirror effect. Your reality is just delayed feedback. Imagine if you were standing in front of a mirror, but when you moved, the reflection only adjusted 30 seconds later. You would raise your hand and see nothing. Maybe you'd think, something's wrong, it's not working. But the mirror is just working with a delay. This is exactly the nature of quantum reality. It mirrors your frequency, but with a slight gap. The field picks up your signal and begins reconfiguring possibilities, but the visible reflection takes time to emerge in the physical plane. And in that gap, many give up. I've been through this. I remember when I decided to shift timelines, I started acting like someone free, confident, abundant, but nothing seemed to happen outside of me, and for a moment, I thought nothing was changing. But inside me, something was already different. My internal state was more coherent, lighter, more vibrant. And that's when I understood. The field had already responded, but the reflection was still on its way. Reality was just a lazy mirror, not a broken one. Most people observe the absence of results and return to their old self. They say, "See, it doesn't work." And unknowingly, they send a new signal. Frustration, doubt, resignation. The field responds to that, and the reflection becomes more of the same. The secret is not to control the mirror. It's to keep the signal stable while it hasn't responded yet. It's trusting the invisible like you trust the sunrise. You don't need to see it yet to know it's coming. That trust is what collapses the new reflection. Think of the quantum leap as a vibrational order. You place the request, change your state, enter the frequency. But the package needs time to be processed and delivered. If you cancel before it arrives, it goes back to the shelf. And you wonder why life stays the same. That delay is where your faith is forged, because you need to hold the new frequency without evidence. You must keep walking like someone who's already arrived, even when the scenery still looks the same. This is the mirror test. Many masters call this the desert crossing, the place between the old that has already died and the new that hasn't manifested yet. It's a vibrational limbo where everything in you wants to give up. But this is the exact moment to keep going. The field doesn't respond to loose words. It responds to sustained coherence. The more you repeat the new signal, the stronger the reflection being formed becomes, and it appears faster, but only after. I remember when the reflection finally arrived. An unexpected message, a logic-defying opportunity. People started seeing me differently. None of it came from effort, but from silent persistence in the new state. That's why frequency jumping isn't an event. It's a practice, a repetition of internal alignment. It's being the new before seeing the new. It's continuing even when no one is watching, because the mirror is just delayed. So if you're not seeing results yet today, don't change your signal. Don't betray yourself, don't retreat, don't doubt. The field has already received it. The reflection is coming, but it only appears to those who are still there to witness it. Most people abandon the leap seconds before the collapse because they expected an immediate mirror. But we're dealing with a quantum reflection. Now you know, reality is just delayed feedback. Hold the signal, and the mirror will find you. The alignment moment, the 3 seconds that change everything. Every great shift seems to happen in an instant, as if the universe blinked, and something was rearranged inside. But what few realize is that this instant isn't magic. It's alignment. It's when the old self loses power, and the future self finally takes the wheel. It's when you don't decide to try, but decide to be. I remember my moment exactly. I was sitting alone, tired, frustrated with the repetition of life. I had already done it all. Courses, mantras, visualizations. But it seemed like nothing was truly changing. Until, in 1 second of silence, something flipped. It wasn't a thought. It wasn't a strong emotion. It was a deep vibrational choice. I'm done waiting for permission. I choose to align now. And in that micro instant, the collapse began. My body relaxed. My breath changed. My thoughts quieted as if they'd been waiting for this moment. I was no longer someone trying to change. I was someone who had already changed, internally. That moment didn't come wrapped in movie music. There was no mystical light or invisible applause. It was simple, but it was the most powerful thing I've ever experienced. Because for the first time, I stopped resisting who I was becoming. That's the real quantum leap. It's not when something happens outside. It's when you align thought, emotion, and action into one vector. 3 seconds of vibrational coherence, and reality starts folding around that new identity. Many people think they need grand rituals, but the field responds to your inner state, not external noise. It's in the silence of the mind, the steadiness of the body, and the emotional clarity that the universe recognizes a new command. This decision isn't born from logic. It comes when you can't live split anymore. Half believing, half doubting, half dreaming, half self-sabotaging. In the moment of alignment, you stop negotiating with the old. It's like crossing an invisible doorway. And on the other side, the frequency is already waiting for you. You don't know how it'll be, but you know the old no longer fits. And that's enough for the field to collapse the new timeline. After that moment, nothing changed, and everything changed. The world still looked the same on the outside, but my walk was different. My energy was different. And soon, reality started to respond. What surprised me was how fast the little signs came, subtle opportunities, unlikely encounters, new ideas, as if the universe said, now I can act, because my signal was finally coherent. So let me tell you this, you don't need to wait for the right moment. You create the right moment when you choose to be the aligned version, and that can happen right now. It doesn't take a year, It takes 3 conscious seconds. 3 seconds of full presence. 3 seconds of I already am. 3 seconds of no vibrational return. And reality starts chasing you. Because the field cannot resist energetic clarity. So if you feel like you're on the edge of something, don't wait for another sign. Close your eyes, breathe, feel, and ask, who do I need to be now? And when the answer comes, simply choose to be. The collapse. When the old timeline starts falling apart. Few people talk about this, but before the quantum leap comes the collapse. Not the collapse of your life, but of the old timeline. It's as if everything that once kept you safe starts to disintegrate, and you feel like you're losing control. Friendships fade without explanation. The job that once made sense now feels soulless. The place that used to be comforting now feels suffocating. You try to return to the old, but something inside says, it doesn't fit anymore. It's uncomfortable, confusing, lonely. But that's the sign. Not that something's wrong, but that something's working. When a snake sheds its skin, the process is ugly, strange, tense, but it's necessary. The collapse of the old skin is the beginning of the new body. I went through this intensely. After my alignment moment, I expected miracles, but what came first was the void. Conversations that once flowed now felt forced. Routines lost their glow. I felt adrift. At first I thought I was going backward, that maybe I was wrong, that the leap wasn't real. But then I realized it was the echo of my old identity fading. It didn't want to leave without a fight. It wanted me to go back to who I used to be. And it was in that silent chaos that I found clarity, because I realized the discomfort was the price of transformation. It wasn't punishment. It was reconfiguration. The field wasn't abandoning me. It was clearing space for the new to collapse in. Collapse is confusing because the outer world looks the same, but inside everything is breaking and rearranging. It's like you're standing on a bridge between two worlds, and the old one is crumbling behind you. The only way is forward. The mind tries to resist. It wants proof, stability, logic, but the heart no longer belongs to the old place. The body no longer vibrates the same. You feel like something is dying, and it is. But it's not you. It's the character that held the previous timeline together. It's the mask of the version you can no longer carry. It's the old script imploding to make space for the new one. And yes, it will hurt. But only until you let go. Many people turn back at this point. They mistake collapse for a sign of failure. But here's the secret: the chaos is confirmation. It's the old timeline destabilizing because you stopped feeding it. It's collapsing because it lost your signal. If you can walk through this phase without retreating, you'll notice the void begins to fill. First with peace, then with new ideas, and then with new reality. It's in this post-chaos space that the leap manifests. Because now you're no longer carrying the old density. You've emptied yourself. And the field, like a clear mirror, can reflect the new more purely. But to get there, you must allow the collapse. So if you feel like the ground is giving way, maybe you're finally stepping off the loop. If everything feels out of place, maybe it's because you no longer belong there. And if the world is falling apart, maybe it's just the cocoon breaking open. Collapse hurts, but it also sets you free, because it breaks what you wouldn't have had the courage to release on your own. And in the silence after the fall, a new sound is born. You're not breaking, you're being recreated. And the field is already listening to your new frequency. The new frequency. How to embody your future identity before it exists. You don't attract what you desire. You attract what you consistently embody. It's not about thinking of the future. It's about living as if it's already here. That's the real quantum leap. Tuning the signal before the reflection. Most people wait for proof to change. When I have the money, I'll be generous. When I'm loved, I'll feel worthy. But the quantum field works in reverse. It responds when you start vibrating as someone who already has it. And this isn't acting, it's training. It's like an actor rehearsing a new role until the body memorizes it, until the lines sound natural, until the character takes over. You rehearse your new identity until it no longer feels like a performance. That's how it was for me. Before I was recognized as someone aligned, expansive, magnetic, I started acting like that person. speaking more clearly, caring for my body with more presence, making decisions like someone who's already where they want to be. At first it felt strange, like I was forcing something, but I soon realized it wasn't forced, it was unfamiliar. My body was adjusting to a new frequency, and each repetition made it more familiar. You don't have to wait to feel ready. You just need to rehearse until you become. And that involves micro daily conscious choices: how you get up, how you communicate, how you care for your space, your body, your energy. Every gesture is a command to the field, every deeper breath, every no to an old pattern, every yes to who you're still learning to be. All of it shapes the frequency of your new reality. The trick is in the details, in your posture, in your tone of voice, in the way you enter a room, in what you tolerate and what you amplify. You become what you sustain when no one is watching. It's not about looking different. It's about feeling different inside. It's about training your nervous system to feel safe, being your evolved self. It's about letting your body believe before reality confirms it. Have you noticed how some places no longer match you? How some conversations feel off? That's not arrogance, it's just the field saying, you've changed stations, and now life is beginning to rearrange the scenery. But listen closely. The new won't recognize you if you're still vibrating like the old. You have to go first. Show the field who you've chosen to be, and hold it with courage and consistency, even if no one claps at the start. Reality is a delayed mirror, remember? But it reflects precisely what you emit with coherence. So if you want abundance, be generous now. If you want love, radiate warmth now. If you want freedom, breathe expansion now. This practice changes everything, because it takes you out of waiting mode and puts you into embodying mode. You stop wanting and start being the channel of what you seek, and in that state, the desired timeline has no choice but to collapse. So here's the invitation. Choose one trait from your future self: courage, lightness, clarity, and live today as someone who already overflows with it, because the more you sustain that frequency, the more it becomes you. The confirmation signs how you know the jump is working. In the beginning, it feels like nothing is happening. You shift internally, realign thoughts, emotions, decisions, but the outer world stays the same, or almost, until small things begin to move. And if you pay attention, you'll notice. Reality is winking at you. Subtle signs, discreet, almost imperceptible, an unlikely encounter, a phrase that reaches you at the perfect moment, an unexpected invitation, a post that feels like an answer. None of it is random. It's the field signaling. I received your frequency. These are the vibrational markers of the shift. The quantum field responds first in echoes, small folds in the fabric of reality, a gentle nudge into the new timeline, and it's up to you to recognize, validate, and give thanks. I remember the first clear sign I received. I was sitting in silence when someone messaged me out of the blue. It was an opportunity aligned with my new identity, something that once felt far away and arrived effortlessly, simply because I was already aligned. In that moment, I felt a shiver, as if the universe had whispered, "Keep going, it's working." And I understood. The signs come to those who are paying attention. They don't shout, they whisper. That's why presence is everything. If you're distracted waiting for the big miracle, you might miss the small miracles along the way. And they're the ones that build the field. They're the ones that validate the invisible shift. Another common sign: people start reacting differently to you. They listen to you more attentively. They reach out without any logical reason. You walk into a space, and something in the air shifts. Not because the world changed, but because your frequency did. And the new timeline begins to reveal itself, not as something you force, but as something you start to recognize, as if it had always been there, waiting for you to notice. Because in truth, it was. Synchronicity intensifies. You think of someone and they appear. You mention a topic and it shows up in another context. Life begins to feel less random and more choreographed, as if it's guiding you through frequency. But here's an important reminder: the signs aren't rewards, they're reflections. You don't receive them because you deserve them. You receive them because you tuned into the station where they already existed. If you resist the new, the signs won't arrive. Or they might, but you won't recognize them. because you're still waiting for guarantees. But the field doesn't deliver promises. It delivers vibrational responses. And when you respond with gratitude, the magic amplifies, because you reinforce the alignment. You say, I saw it, I received it, I trust, and the field understands. This observer is aware, let's proceed. So don't underestimate the micro signs. They are the first bricks of your new reality. They are the invisible confirmations that the shift is underway. And the more you honor these signs, the faster the next step manifests. So let me ask you, have you been paying attention to reality's winks? What small miracle has already shown up, but you overlooked it? The field doesn't speak loudly. It whispers with precision. And when you listen, the new timeline smiles back. The repetition. Why the jump must be reinforced daily. Many people treat the quantum leap as a magical event, a moment of enlightenment, a powerful decision, a unique alignment. But the truth is more subtle and more demanding. The leap happens every single day. It's not an escalator, it's one conscious step at a time. A new timeline doesn't stabilize on its own. It needs vibrational reinforcement. Each morning, each breath, each choice is an opportunity to remain in the new frequency or slip back into the old one. Think of a timeline like a muscle. If you activate it once, you feel something new, but if you don't train it, it weakens. Frequency needs repetition to become familiar, and familiarity builds permanence. Your nervous system needs that repetition. It needs to understand, it's safe to be who I chose to be. The more you act as this new self, the more your body learns that this version isn't a threat, it's home, and stability begins to emerge. The new reality line doesn't impose itself. It installs itself silently through practice, consistently through presence, naturally through coherent repetition. You don't have to do it all perfectly. You just have to do it again and again and again until it's no longer effort, but reflex. At first you'll be performing, but with time you'll be embodying, and then you'll just be. No need to think, no need to remember, just being. Remember, the old line was also formed through repetition, mental, emotional, and behavioral patterns that solidified. You weren't born into it, you got used to it, and now you can create another one the same way, by choosing differently every day. I created a small daily ritual, nothing complex, just 5 minutes of conscious breathing, asking myself, what frequency do I choose to sustain today? And living from that answer. These small gestures are portals. They keep your vibrational identity active. They remind the field, I'm here, still aligned, still steady. And the field responds with amplified coherence. When you slip, and you will slip, don't blame yourself, just return, just breathe. Just remember who you chose to be and repeat. This is the true invisible work of the leap. It's not about intensity. It's about repetition with intention. It's about building a new normal and inhabiting that normal with lightness. The phrase I carry with me is simple, but it grounds me. Identity before reality, signal before manifestation. First, I choose who I am, then the field responds, always in that order, always in that rhythm. So if you truly want to live in the new timeline, don't wait for a final sign. Create a ritual, sustain the being, repeat until it becomes. Because everything that's real was once just practice. And now that you've walked through every layer of this journey, tell me honestly, which part of your life is still being collapsed by your old self? Which emotion do you keep repeating, as if you had no choice? And what if today, you just let it go? What old pattern no longer makes sense, but you still carry, out of habit, out of fear, out of memory? And what if, just for today, you observed without becoming it? What if, just for today, you chose the frequency of what you want to live instead of what once hurt? Tell me in the comments, what was the deepest insight this video gave you? At what moment did the field call you to see from another place? What practice will you embody today to sustain your new identity? Your sharing might be the vibrational mirror that another soul needed to find right now. And if this content touched something inside you, if it awakened clarity, peace, or even that silence that hugs, like the video, activate the bell and subscribe to this channel. This space is for you, for your expansion, for your practice, for your remembrance. Because in the end, my friend, Manifestation isn't about having, it's about being. It's not about how much you believe. It's about how much you become the signal. And the more you vibrate as one who already is, the faster reality aligns with you. The field isn't testing you. It's just waiting for you to remember. You are already entangled with the life you desire. The leap is not a promise. It's practice, presence, repetition. So leave one word here in the comments, just one. The frequency you choose to carry from this moment on. Maybe it's peace, maybe it's trust, maybe it's I've arrived. Write it, feel it, offer it. That one word is your next collapse. Thank you for walking with me. You are not alone, you are not far, you are one alignment away, and the field is already listening to you.